I think Chief Judge did not get a message.
Yeah, he has signaled that he needs some more time. So let me just go through briefly. Contestants, later during the test speaker speech, please keep your video on, and then you'll be sent to the breakout room to prepare your evaluation speeches for the 5 minutes preparation later. Chief Judge. We can't hear you, sorry. Would you like to type it in the Zoom chat because we can't hear the static?
Are you reading the rules again?
I will be reading it briefly.
Okay. The tie-breaking judge is coming in through the phone, so I think you can go proceed.
Can I proceed?
Yeah, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Okay, the time is now 3:39 p.m. For those who have just joined us, once again, I'm Kathy To, the contest Toastmaster. The same rules and guidelines from the table topic contest will also apply for the speech evaluation contest. There will be a 1 minute of silence in between contestant speeches for the judges to mark their ballot. And after the final contestant has spoken, please remain silent until all ballots have been collected by telecounters and confirmed by the Chief Judge. All evaluation contestants have been briefed on the contest rules. Evaluators will be given 2 to 3 minutes to deliver the evaluation of the test speech. The timer for the evaluation contest is timer number 3. Please raise your virtual hand so that our contestant and test speaker can see you. Timer number 3, please demonstrate the timing sequence. At 2-minute mark, the green signal will be displayed. 2 minutes 30 seconds, yellow mark will be displayed. 3-minute mark, the red signal will be displayed until evaluation speech is concluded. No audible device such as buzzer shall be used for the overtime period. If the evaluation contestant speak for less than 1 minute 30 seconds or more than 3 minutes 30 seconds, he or she will be disqualified. At the conclusion of the test speech, all evaluation contestants will be escorted to the breakout room and monitored by the SAA. You'll be given 5 minutes to prepare your evaluations. Please have your video switched on throughout in the breakout room. There will be an assigned sergeant at arms in the room to give you instructions. After 5 minutes has elapsed, no further preparation is allowed. The sergeant at arms will help to enforce and ensure that contestants stop the preparation, and the first evaluator will be sent to the contest room. Now, at the beginning of this contest, there will be a 5 to 7 minute test speech presented by our test speaker. The test speech will be a contest type speech or project speech from the Toastmasters Pathways learning experience. For this test speech, the timing sequence will be 5 to 7 minutes. Timer number 2, you will be the timer for the test speaker, am I correct? May I have the timer for the test speaker to raise the virtual hand so that our test speaker can identify the timer? Please demonstrate the timing sequence for the test speech. At the 5 minutes mark, the green timing signal will be displayed. At the 6 minute mark, the yellow timing signal will be displayed. 7th minute mark, the red timing signal will be displayed. And at 7 minutes 30 seconds, the overtime signal will be given because this is a test speech. Can I confirm timer number 2? How will the overtime signal be given for the test speaker? Is it by verbal or visual?
Verbal.
Thank you very much. Please reset the timing. Please change the background to timer number 2. Can I invite our test speaker to be spotlighted? Zoom Master. Now the timing, the speaking order has been done through randomizer in the full view of the contestant during the pre-contest briefing. And I will now post the speaking order into the Zoom chat. For the District 80 evaluation contest in speaking order, contestant number 1, Adeline Ng. Number 2, Po Liangxia. 3, King Ng. 4, Guarantee. 5, Manikan Savagan Chavrati. 6, Hakim Lukman. 7, James Clifford Alexis. 8, Pelamoshi Muthukumaran. 9, Vicky Tay. Chief Judge, can I confirm that the panel of judges are ready? Could you give me a signal, thumbs up, if your judges and your tie-breaking judge are back in the room? Chief Judge? Chief Judge, is the panel of judges ready?
Yes, they are.
Thank you very much for the confirmation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Contest Chair, can I confirm that the contestants are all ready?
Pardon? The contestants are all ready. Do you say something? If you ask me if the contestants are all ready,
Yes.
I've got to ask the contestants. Contestants, are you all ready? Silence
Thank
means
you.
consent.
Thank you so much. And our audiences, if you are ready, please give me a thumbs up. Right, if everyone is ready, I'd like to formally start our contest and I'll introduce to you our test speaker for today, Ishnish Xunhui. Try everything. Try everything. Ishnish Xunhui.
No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I could fail. Dear contest chair and fellow Toastmasters, how many times have you failed in your life? How many times have you got up again in your life? Do you try everything to fly higher after you fail? Birds, they just don't fly, they fall down and they get up again and again. So now I would like to share you my stories. Let's rewind a bit. I am 18 years old. I am just a very beautiful, dedicated, and ever smiling teenage girl. After I finish my high school, I am ready to join university. But do you know that the descendants of our society are usually out of college after high school? They think that all this education will end up in the kitchen one day. So this is all just like waste of time. One of the most heartbreaking things that I have ever heard from my dad was, instead of educating daughters, we should have bought cars and houses with that money. Can you imagine how someone feels after hearing those words? Of course, it shattered my soul. So nevertheless, believe me, even though we are living in the 21st century, there are so many girls, they don't have the equal opportunity for the education. So nevertheless, I make up my mind that I have to attend my university. So at least I could manage to attend my distant university by challenging with my family, by struggling with my family. And then secondly, when I became reached to second year, I found a person. Do you know how much I mastered lying before I get into 1 month into the relationship? All the family members get to know about it. And then starting from that day, they just see me that I am a bad girl. I have control a lot and I have to face with so many bad mouths, bad words, and there are lots of difficulties and hardships with both family. Like usually they say like, Shwezi, don't do this, don't go there, don't talk with them. These words are really like literally suffocating me. And I feel in despair. And at the same time, I was also demotivating for my education. But anyway, I just finished my university, my final exam. And then as soon as I finished my final exam,
It seems our test speaker has experienced some
Should we
disconnectivity.
pause for her to
Yes,
come back?
yes. Timer, please pause the timing, please.
Kathy, I'm trying to make some contact. Bear with it. Thank you. Patrick, are you in the room? Patrick, are you in the room?
Yes, Chief Judge is in the room.
Yeah, I need to talk to him, but he's not answering my phone. Patrick? How long now, timer?
I
Oh.
see our test speaker is back. Can I
Alright.
admit?
All right, we'll continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm so sorry everyone. So I just lost my connection.
Yes. Would you like us to?
Yeah.
Yeah, please continue. And timer, please resume timing.
Can I
Please
continue?
continue.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. So after I finished my final exam, they just pop up at home for the engagement. And then at that time, I know that this is the toxic relationship and I couldn't move forward with these people. So what I have to do is I just make up my mind that I'm not going to do it. And I just request my parents that, Mom, Dad, could you please cancel this? So only 6 days left to celebrate. Everything is ready, but I just destroy it. I just destroy everything. So, and then I realized that this is the most righteous decisiveness that I have ever made in my life. So after these things happened, I just sat at home for a few months. They didn't let me to go out, but when it reached to my 21 and I became, it was the 2019, which is the one of the most life-changing years for me. I had a chance to go outside. At that time, I went to American Center, Yangon, and there are so many speaking clubs, and I took some times. And then after 3 months later, I could speak out with them. And when I see the youths in American Center, Yangon, I felt that the youths, they have a lot of dreams, hopes, goals, and there are so many opportunities. I was so inspiring. At the time, I had a very strong intention that I want to be a part of this community. So I applied for the volunteer, and then luckily I was chosen and I volunteered for 6 months. And then after volunteer, I again became the program officer there for 6 months. And then later, I became the president of American Center Innovative Speaking Club. Apart from that, And I am also young learner English teacher at an international school in my country. And then I am here now in Toastmaster. I see everything progressing with the international level. I had improved a lot, and I try everything to reach that level, to communicate with people and to be in the society. So dear contest chair and fellow Toastmasters, we know that we fail in our life. The most important thing is how many times we get up again in our life, and we have to fly higher and higher to become someone in our life. So see your potential and then find your passion and try everything as much as you can. All the things you try and all the struggles you made are not meaningless. They are something that you are standing right now. They will put you into someone who you are today. So dear fellow Toastmasters, try everything. Back to you, contest Toastmaster.
Thank you, our test speaker. Please keep your video on. Timer, may I have the timing report for test speech?
Timing for test speaker 7 minutes and 4 seconds. I will write it down. Thank you.
Thank you. Timing for the test speech is 7 minutes 4 seconds. Our test speaker is Jinhui. Try everything. Zoom master, please escort our evaluation contestants, honor of them, and our SAA to the breakout room.
And timer number 1 as well, please.
Yes, timer number 1. And contest chair, are you following them or the
Yes.
chief judge?
Yes.
Zoom master, please escort our contest chair as well as timer number 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, while we're waiting for the contestants to finish their preparation of their evaluation speeches, now let us interview our test speaker for today and get to know a little bit more of the background behind her test speech. Can also have our test speaker being spotlighted? Yes, thank you so much. So, test speaker for today is Jinhui. I hope I got your name correct, pronounced correctly. Now, could you share with us which Toastmasters Club you're from and your district? Yeah, name an interesting fact about yourself. Oh, you're muted, sorry. Let me unmute yourself. Unmute you.
So hi everyone. Yeah, happy to see you all. I am Jinhui. You can call me Toastmaster Jinhui. My home club is from Myanmar, Yangon Toastmaster Club, which is the one and only club in our country. So yeah, it's we have been running our club for over one year. So yeah.
Oh, Yangon. And just now how you felt when there was disconnection?
Yeah, our country is like this. Since morning, we don't have electricity. Yeah, connection is also a little bit unstable. So yeah, but thank you. I'm so happy I could make it happen till the end. So yeah, that's great. Thank you.
So how long have you been a Toastmaster?
I have been a Toastmaster for 1 year.
Yeah. That's very short, and you are already a test speaker at a district level contest.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. This is my very first time being a test speaker in a contest. So yeah.
Okay, and I have to say, even though you face the technical difficulty just now, you're very calm, and I hope our contestants will fare as well when it's their turn to do the speech. So now you're from Yangon Toastmasters Club, and as you mentioned, that's the only Toastmasters Club in Yangon.
Yeah, in Myanmar, in
Myanmar.
Only one club. Yeah.
Only one club. So how do you know about the club, and what makes you want to join?
Oh yes. I said like I'm volunteering in American Center Innovative Speaking Club. So and then one of our member, she just sent a voice message to our group. So I just hear and I join and jump in the meeting. At that time, I saw table topic and they say like 1 to 2 minutes we have to talk. So I participated and then evaluator. I was so inspired by the evaluator, table topic evaluator, and then I keep on joining and they celebrate table topic marathon and they give some sponsorship and then I participated and I became a winner and I got the sponsorship and I became a member first time and then I keep on joining and yeah.
Oh, that's great. So during this 1 year, have you participated in any contest on the area level?
Oh yes, I participated in my club and I won a club area level, but later I just lose. Up in area level, I lose. Yeah.
Well, you're on the first year and you're already participating in contests, so not to worry. There's always chances if you're willing to take part in the contest. I'm sure we'll see you around in the contest circuit.
Thank you.
So, a little bit more about yourself or your club. Anything that you want to share about the speech?
Oh, about
Try
this,
everything.
I'll try everything. Yeah, because like this speech, I also would like to present on the stage because this is my life course and I already have the life course and I have to try better and better, and then that can make a great inspiration to all others, women and girls. So this is my dream to present this speech on the TED Talk stage or on the World Champion stage. I don't know. I have to try a lot, like for 10 years or 20 years, I will try. So yeah, this speech I really want to present on the stage. So in the contest, yeah.
Yes, and today you hear feedback from 9 evaluators on your speech,
Yeah.
and maybe that will shorten the time from 20 years to 10 years and even 5 years. Who knows? Maybe next year you'll be able to do a TED Talk speech.
Oh, thank you so much.
No, the thing about TED Talk is that they will be having, wow, interesting topics as well as being passionate. And
Yeah.
I'm sure with your passion and being to share this message to a greater audience, that will attract, gain that traction and attract more people hoping to join the course as well. And I really wish that we will get to hear your speech at TED Talk very soon.
Yeah, my dream. I will try the best.
So beside Toastmasters, is there anything else that you will be, other than volunteering, any
Yeah.
other activities that be signing?
Currently, I am volunteering at American Center Innovative Speaking Club. This is one, and another one is Unlock Your Potential English Speaking Club. Only like we have some members, and it is totally free for everyone. So yeah, the students join, university students, they join and practice their English. Yeah, we have like intro session, game session, presentation, and discussion session. The same with American Center Plus.
Okay, but I think you probably get to a little more exposure as well as speaking opportunities when you join the Toastmasters Club.
Yeah, after joining, at first, like my intention was to join Toastmaster is I will practice and I will train myself in Toastmaster, and then I will apply the leadership skills in my leadership time in AC, American Center. Yeah, because of the country situation, we suspend our club now and we cannot run. But I got a lot of things beyond my intention in Toastmaster, and I am a big fan of Toastmaster now, and it became a task. Like every day I join one meeting, I try to join one meeting, and if I cannot join, like I need something or like this, I feel something. Yeah.
Thank you. So I think our 5-minute preparation time is up, and we will save the interview for later on, and we'll now let our evaluation contestants give them their speech feedback. Contest chair, I see your back. Can I confirm that we can bring in contestant number 1?
Yes.
Zoom master, please broadcast and bring in contestant number 1 as well as our timer back into the room. Okay, please spotlight our evaluation speech contestant. I will remove my own spotlight. And can I request that our test speaker raise a virtual hand instead of being spotlighted so that we can have a recording of just the speaker? Okay, if it's not convenient, then evaluation speaker number 1, our timer for the contest is timer number 3. Can you see she has raised a virtual hand?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me and can you see me clearly?
Okay. All right, if you're ready.
Can you hear me? Can you see me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, perfect.
All right. All right, we'll now welcome our contestant number 1 for the evaluation contest, Adeline Ng. Adeline Ng.
Try everything. What a wonderful, inspiring message and speech supported by wonderful stories by our speaker, Xue Xin, today. Xue Xin, there were so many things I liked about your speech, but the one highlight for me was the variety of the personal stories that you took us through, all the way from being the first person in your family to go to university based on what your father said, to your broken engagement, to your experiences at Toastmasters in Yangon. And that's a wonderful thing that all of us can do, to pepper our speeches with lots of personal stories, because even in just 7 minutes and 4 seconds, we've all felt that we know Xue Xin so much better as a person now. And that's one strength that I loved in your speech today. Having said that, Xue Xin, I would like to offer 2 suggestions to you to make your speech even more powerful and even more emotionally connecting for us. The first is your message. So your message was your speech title, which was try everything. But somewhere along the way, the message got a bit diluted with another message, which was around failure. How many times do you bounce back after failure and fly higher? And while they're very similar messages, trying everything and bouncing back after failure, they are not the same. And Xue Xin, I would encourage you, because this is a 7-minute speech, it's very short, just focus on one message. Try everything and take away the message around failure, because some of your stories actually don't support the failure point. So your story around the Toastmasters Club in Yangon, that's not really a failure point, but that's a lot about trying everything. But I think overall, the breadth of experience that you have, all the different stories, they do bring across the try everything. So focus on that message and remove any ambiguity around the failure and bouncing back after failure message. The second suggestion that I would have for you, Xue Xin, is around helping us to see how we can also try everything similar to you. While you gave us a lot of wonderful experiences from your life, your personal life, standing up to your father, overcoming the objection from your friends and family to your relationship, and going to Yangon and learning and meeting new people. Help us, if we are afraid to try everything, what are some things that you did to help you try everything that we can also use to try everything? So that way it makes us clearer for us as an audience to really understand how we too can put into practice the wonderful advice that you gave. So all in, Xue Xin, a wonderful, lovely speech. Love the vulnerability, love the emotional stories that you shared with us today. If I can just suggest to you, as well as to audience members, the next time to make your speech stronger, the first thing is share lots of personal stories. Also, you Clarify the message and make it clearer and simpler without any ambiguity, the message around try everything. And finally, help us see how we can also apply what you'd like us to do, which is to try everything. Over to you, contest chair.
All right, please observe 1 minute silence while the judges mark their ballot. Timer, please let me know when 1 minute is out. Zoom master, please broadcast and prepare to admit contestant number 2.
One minute of silence is up. Thank you.
Thank you. And our election contestant number 2, can you test your audio and video?
Yes. Can you hear me and see me clearly?
Can you see timer number 3? He has raised his virtual hand.
Yes, I see timer number 3.
So if you're ready, I'll introduce you now. Okay, let us welcome our second contestant for the evaluation contest, Po Liang Xia. Po Liang Xia.
Wonderful afternoon, contest chair, ladies and gentlemen. Saturdays are days that I laze around and just relax, and my heartbeat hardly spike up until we hear Xin sing today. Wow, she just woo us over with her voice and then lead us right into her message. Try everything. After the song, it was a series of rhetorical questions which sets us thinking and get us thinking, hey, what is this girl going to tell us today? So let me share with you what I like about Xin Wei's speech today. Xin Wei, you brought to us a very interesting speech. It's inspiring because you overcome personal challenges and prejudices to own the whole message. And you deliver that with conviction. I also like the fact that you use props to add interest to your speech. For example, when you say about bringing a bag to the university and you sling it on and turn sideways, wow, that was so cool. And also, I don't know, was that deliberate or that was done last night? All the stars on the wall just reminds me of, hey, you know, we just need to try everything and I could be one of the stars also. Very well done, well selected. The undaunted spirit that you've shown us is also demonstrated because we understand that English is not the first language and it takes great courage to deliver a speech in front of an international audience. Now, also, you have experienced technical breakdown during your speech. What was her first reaction when she came back into the room? She said, can I continue on? That is the spirit. Finally, at the end of the message, you also call for action. That is for us to take in the message and to really act on it. Well done. Now, I have two suggestions to make for you to consider. Number one, I'll say go deeper. While you share with us the challenges, the prejudice that you go through, perhaps tell us what are the inner thoughts that you go through. Was it anger, confusion that, you know, perhaps your brother is allowed to go into a relationship, but why not for ladies? The helplessness that you feel, so that, you know, we will resonate with the challenge even more. And number two is to involve your audience. Well, most of the story came from your side. We also want to involve the audience in the message. For example, what are the other challenges that your audience may face? Perhaps, you know, it's about thinking of a change of career direction, even giving up a bad relationship. That could be some of the common things, common challenges that we may face. And you can actually bring your audience in as well. So in conclusion, Xin Wei, thank you so much for this wonderful message on a lazy Saturday afternoon about trying everything. You have indeed demonstrated that you are the person to bring the message to us, because you have done it. And thank you so much for bringing us into your world, into a world. It's my privilege to listen to you. Back to you, contest chair.
Please observe 1 minute silence while the judges mark their ballot. Timer, please inform me 1 minute's up. Thank you, Zoom Master.
One minute of silence is up. Thanks.
Thank you. Contestant number 3, please test your audio video. Our timer number 3 is the timer for this contest. Can you see him?
Noted contest Toastmaster, can you see and hear me clearly? I see timer 3 very clearly.
Yes, thank you so much. And if you're ready, I'll now introduce you. And let us welcome our evaluation contestant number 3, Kin Ng. Kin Ng.
Thank you, Contest Toastmaster. Fantastic afternoon, friends, Contest Toastmaster friends, and especially to our speaker, Shizin. I hope I'm saying your name right. Now, Shizin did an amazing job this afternoon, giving us an inspirational speech based on her own life story. So let's look at what Shizin did really, really well that we can all learn from. I would call it OCD. First, organization. She had an easy chronological structure, along with the strong opening where she grabbed our attention by singing. And then she gave us a very emotive story about her challenges in life. And then she concluded with that powerful, inspiring conclusion that made me feel that I too want to try everything. C, very, very clear message, right? It's about try everything. I think we all remember that too. And the third thing she did really well, the D, delivery, top notch. We could hear her clearly. She enunciated her words very, very well. We could see her smiling very, very invitingly. Her eyes were on the camera and her gestures as well. Natural, like go up, right? Higher and higher, like the birds. Now, where can Shizin step up her game to go higher and higher in the world of public speaking? The main idea here I thought, Shizin, you could improve was to consider how trying everything is your answer, right? The message you want us to take home. But what was the real problem here? Because if we cannot relate to what the problem is, then it takes away the value from the solution. So when you talk about why we should listen to you, you started with a story on perhaps your failed decisions with regards to the boyfriend and the failed engagement. But if you say try everything, then where was the decision point? Because when you want to persuade the audience to think about that, then we also need to feel the same challenges you feel. Perhaps, is it uncertainty? Is it not sure whether we're making the right move? So these are some of the areas in which, because the problem is not clearly defined, then your solution doesn't become as obvious or as impactful. Now, the second thing then is to really link up the stories to the main idea of try everything. Now, I got that you did end up breaking that engagement, which I'm sure was a very difficult decision. But if you say try everything and then you break that engagement, should we try that too? So here's what's missing in terms of what do you mean by try everything and in what situation? If you can outline that decision process, maybe it's everyone's telling me this. I don't know. I don't want to go against everyone. Should I try it too? Now it becomes clear what the point of the decision is, and then you can let us know how you arrive at try everything, and then we can go forward to have a better life. Now, the third thing I would suggest is to tie up that story. So you told us about the failed engagement. You told us your journey into speaking and where you are now, and very, very well done there. And yet, what about the relationship part of your life? That seems to be a story that you didn't tie up to give us a sense of completion. So do tie up that story so that we can go higher with you. In all, Susan, you are already an amazing speaker, very, very strong fundamentals with your organization, delivery, and message. Consider making sure you outline the problem clearly, tying it up to the main idea, and identifying that problem so that we know and we can rise higher and higher with you every time you speak. Back to you, Contest Toastmaster.
Please observe 1 minute silence while the judges mark their ballot. Timer, please let me know when 1 minute is up. So, Master, thank you very much.
One minute of silence is up. Thank you.
Thank you. Contestant number 4, timer has raised his virtual hand. Timer number 3, are you able to see the timer?
Yes, I can.
All right, if you're ready, I'll now introduce you.
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
Let's welcome our evaluation contestant number 4, Guarantee. Guarantee.
Fabulous afternoon, my friends, especially to Toastmaster Ishi. Thank you so much for being so brave, standing in front of nice, scary, yet lovely contestants. And even though you were disconnected, but don't be discouraged. And I believe that you have tried everything to be reconnected back to us and share your powerful message. Try everything. If there's one word to summarize your delivery and your speech, I would use empowering. Allow me to share with you 2 areas that I feel how you empower us, and 2 areas and suggestions for you to adopt in your next speeches. First thing first, thank you so much for sharing your personal story. Vulnerability is how you engage the audience without doing anything. With your story being told how you were discriminated because you are a lady and because of the family dispute, and you share with all of us this story, and we felt that we can empathize and sympathize you. And when that happens, we are emotionally connected to you. And that is a very powerful technique all of us can learn from you. If you're comfortable, share a vulnerable story to influence and impact the audience with your message. And secondly, what I thought you have done well is definitely your energy. You empower us literally through your voice, your loud and clear voice. And I can feel your passion of the youth. Oh, it's good to be young, right? And that, I believe this message, try everything, is in your heart. And I can sense your passionate delivery. And that really touches me. And I agree with you that I should try everything like you. Now, allow me to touch on 2 points that you may consider to adopt into your speech. First thing first, I thought, because it is a long story, you touch on from your teenage life to 21 years old, and then to who you are today. So when there is a long story, and one issue that we may face when we have this is that we sound like listing down the events. So when we are listing down the events, another problem will be we touch on each moment and we just move on, and we didn't dive in deeper emotionally. So allow me to introduce a concept of mine called M&M chocolate concept. 2 M's for you. The first M is definitely moments. Why don't you streamline your story into 2 refining moments? The first moment can be the strong argument with your parent, even though your parents want you to get engaged and get married, but you say no, and share with us your emotion back then. And with that, you can connect with us even better. And second story, you can talk about your transformation you witnessed at Yangon Club. And that's when you bring out the story, you bring a message to try everything. And with that, bring me to the second point that I thought you can consider, which is message. Your message is clear, but how can you align your story to your message? That's the question. So all in all, I really enjoy empowering speech and continue to use your vulnerability and your vocal variety to influence, and consider to use message and moment to bring us better impact. I guarantee you will shine brighter and brighter. Back to you.
All right, please observe 1 minute silence while the judges mark their ballot. Timer, please update me when 1 minute is up. So, Master, please bring in the next contestant. Thank you.
One minute of silence is up. Thank you.
Thank you. Contestant number 5, please check that you can see our timer. Timer number 3 has raised the virtual hand.
Yes, I see the timer.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, do you see me fine? Do you hear me well?
Yes, there's
Okay.
a bit of echo, but I can hear you.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So let us formally welcome our contestant number 5 for the evaluation speech contest, Manika Vasagam Chaturvedi. Manika Vasagam Chaturvedi.
Aishwait, it was an impressive speech by you today. And like the birds that kept soaring up and down in the sky in your speeches, and the struggles you had to go through in your life, your speech too had some soaring high points and points where you had to dip down. And you did dip down at certain places. So I'm going to list down the places where you were soaring high and the places where you were not up to the mark. And thereby I'm going to help you become a better speaker as your evaluator for the day. Firstly, your points where you were soaring really high, the topic. It was a very open and positive topic that brought me into your speech completely. Try everything, no matter what. That was great. You started with a song with a beautiful voice, and that was very much related to your topic. That again brought me closer to your speech. And then you started with a question. Hey, have you ever failed? That was a very synonymous, very good question that everyone would have answered to. That's a great start as well. And then you had a lot of voice modulations in your speech. I think you tried to mimic your father. Hope he is not going to be offended by your voice, but we found it really good and it helped us get into your speech really well. And the story that you told us was very personal, and we could connect to your story and could stay along with you throughout the speech. It was really inspiring, the kind of struggles you had to go through and how you came back from each of your struggles. And it was motivating too, to be very honest. And the struggle itself that happened during your speech, you handled it really well. So we could clearly see how you would have handled your struggles in your real life too. So way to go, buddy, on that high points. Now, where was your speech slightly on the lower side, where the birds, like in your speech, slightly flew down, are here. Your body language could have been slightly better. Like when you said you were heartbroken when your father asked you, why should a daughter go to school? You could have expressed your heartbroken sense of failure in a much better way with your body language. When you said that when you had a relationship, when people badmouthed you, you could have shown more of a body language. Like I felt ashamed when I was cursed, or people called me names when I spoke to them about the relationship. So the body language part could have been better in my opinion. And then You know, I would say not a major, but it did cause some hindrances in the way we heard you. Lastly, your speech could have been structured in a slightly different manner where you threw at us some of the struggles you faced at the very initial stage so that we stood up and saw that, okay, what's going to come back? And then you could have told us your journey about how you came out of those struggles and succeeded in life. Overall, it was an impressive, inspiring, and motivating speech, which had very good topic, a great story to connect to, and an inspiring thought to invest in each of our minds. If it had been with more better body language, without the technical glitches, and was sequenced in a little bit slightly different manner, it would have been a great speech. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Please observe 1 minute silence while the judges mark their ballot. Timer, please inform me when 1 minute is up. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Aishwarya, for your
One minute of silence is up. Thank you.
Thank you, timer number 2. All right, contestant number 6, are you able to unmute yourself? Okay, let me, yeah. Sorry, you are muted again. Yeah. Are you able to see timer number 3? He has raised his virtual hand.
Yes.
All right, if you're ready, I will introduce you. Okay. All right, let us welcome our 6th contestant for the evaluation contest, Hakim Lukman. Hakim Lukman.
Thank you, Aishwarya. First of all, bravo for choosing an inspirational speech today. And also kudos to you on touching upon some very important topics that need to be spoken about. Now, I will be speaking about the content of your speech as well as the delivery of your speech in today's evaluation. So I would like to go right ahead and give you some quick recommendations. Now, in the beginning, you used a song to try and attract your audience's attention. I personally didn't recognize that piece of song, but perhaps what you can try is to choose something which is more well-known by more people, or perhaps something that is more tailored to your audience. And then you can also refer to this song that you give in your introduction in the ending to give a closed loop to your speech. You might also want to consider taking more pauses, especially around the key parts which convey the main point of your message. For example, my understanding of your key message is to try everything. Perhaps when you were starting off in the introduction and speaking about the dissonance of getting an education only to end up in the kitchen, for example, this particular phrase, it happened to go by so quickly that I didn't quite catch it until a few sentences later, where you gave the example of your father's words. So it helps to give a bit of pause, to add a bit more gravity, especially to the most important points, the most salient points of your speech. This allows the audience to follow along better and also gives them some time to process the thought. Furthermore, by slowing down a little bit the pace of your speech, it will give yourself more time to enunciate a bit more clearly, which also helps with the audience's attention retention as well as their understanding. Another thing that I would recommend is to make sure that each of your anecdotes used in your speech have a conclusion, and that each anecdote ties in well with, again, that main idea that you want to convey in your speech. However, what you did well in your speech was using those anecdotes. I see that you are on the right path because you understand the importance of anecdotes and you chose ones which were personal and which engaged the emotion. For example, when you acted out as well what your family said to you for as advice against your relationship. Now, that being said, while you're on the right path in terms of your engagement, in terms of your passion, in terms of your subject choice, I feel that you can improve your speech very much more by being more selective with your anecdotes, making sure that they tie in very clearly with the object and the message of your speech. In order to move forward in practicing this, I could recommend perhaps the visionary communication pathway. And I'm sure by using this, in addition to the other skills that you already have, you will be a great speaker. Thank you.
Please observe 1 minute silence while the judges mark their ballot. Timer, please inform me when 1 minute is up. So, Master, please bring in the contestant. Thank you.
One minute of silence is up. Thank you.
Thank you, timer. Contestant number 7. Can you see the timer number 3? She has raised a virtual hand. You're being spotlighted. Yeah. Would like to test your audio and speaking.
Can you hear me? Can
Yes.
you see me?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yep.
Thank you.
Are you ready? Can I introduce you?
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right, let us welcome our 7th contestant for the evaluation contest, James Clifton Alexis. James Clifton Alexis.
District officers, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear Yaishu, thank you so much for your story. It was enlightening, invigorating, and dare I say, heartening. See, not many stories are experts of being didactic. That means having a proper moral to the story. Most touch it, most go away, but yours emphasized it. So to me, it was a win. It was wonderful, some areas possible for improvement, and I found a niche area for you as a speaker. So let's start with the wonderful. Let's talk about the physical space. I loved how when you stood, there was a good contrast of your clothing to the background. So your face, your voice was clearer enough for most of us. And I also like the fact that it was centered. However, for a possible improvement, do consider the background lighting as well. I was a bit distracted by the shadows at the back as opposed to what you were saying at certain times. And that could be something that you should consider, because adding a little light source at the side might actually enhance your position as a speaker because you shed light on things metaphorically. Next, I love the didactic message. Fly higher when you fail, because it's all about bouncing back, isn't it? And that vulnerability opens us up to challenges, to ladies, girls especially. Why? Because even in this day and age, many of our young ladies are still not given the opportunities that they're supposed to be. So much so, we actually have to celebrate officially things when it should be a natural order of things. I love the fact that you shared the vulnerability of talking to your mom and how you face challenges. Now, by doing that, do consider something. When you were speaking, there were moments of touch and go. There was even an internet lapse. For that one, very simple. Just buy a router, okay? And it will help you enhance. So don't worry about that. Technical one can solve very easily. Your volume. Consider this. When you were speaking, there was a lot of staccato. It was very clear, very distinct. But at moments when it was too fast, you know what happened? It slurred the message. So instead of having those slurs, consider using your volume as a stop and start measure. For example, if you were to say, fly higher, bounce back, and you say it too fast, fly higher, bounce back, it doesn't add power. Use your volume. Fly higher, and bounce back. This gives a strong intended message, which was much more enhanced if you don't slow it. I love the fact that you had an amazing comeback, despite the internet setback. For that, you were a natural master of overcoming adversity. So my question, was it on purpose to show that you can overcome adversity? If it is, well done. If it's not, let's pretend it is, okay, because it's a fabulous job. Now, you are the you and you face adversity, not just by outsiders, but by closest members. So I was inspired. Now, do be careful. Subject-verb agreement. Sorry, I have to say this. There were moments where your language deserted you. For example, I am now in Toastmaster. You are not within a Toastmaster. That's a person. You are in Toastmasters, an institution. Now consider applauding your commitment, being high. Raise your voice, raise your volume. You opened up, exposing us. Make it a comeback, make it a triumph. Over to you, Happy.
Please observe 1 minute silence while the judges mark their ballot. Timer, please inform me when 4 minutes up. Zoom Master, thank you.
Minute of silence is up. Thank you.
Thank you, timer. Contestant number 8, are you able to see our timer number 3? She has raised a virtual hand. You are being spotlighted, so you can't pin the timer. Would you like to test your audio visual?
Can you hear me and see me clearly?
It's a bit soft. Would you like to speak louder?
Can you hear me and see me clearly?
We can see very clearly, but it's still a bit soft, but we can hear you. Okay. Right. If you're ready, I'll introduce you. Okay. All right. Let us welcome our 8th contestant for the evaluation contest, Pamaloshini Muthukumaran. Pamaloshini Muthukumaran.
I want to try everything. Contest Toastmaster and my dear friends, today our beautiful, charming, and ever smiling Toastmaster Chinwe took us through a journey, an inspiring journey of her life of trying everything. When she spoke, what I saw is the bird phoenix, which rose from ashes, from being not so good girl to being the president of the American Youth Toastmasters Club. That's an amazing journey, so inspiring. And what I loved about Shinhe's speech is how she literally tried everything in a public speaking forum in her speech. She did her audience engagement through this bold singing and hooking the audience with the engaging questions. Have you failed? We all failed, right? The audience got engaged at that moment. The second part of the public speaking, the body language, she literally flew and rise up. That was amazing, the way she used her body language to enhance her speech. And the third part, the vocal variety, when her mom come and said, don't do this, don't go there, don't speak to them. I literally feel the chills, man. And when she said, oh, it was truly suffocating, I felt the pain too. Overall, Toastmaster Shinwe, it was an amazing speech, an inspiring speech, which was totally enhanced by several public speaking elements. But is it possible to try few more things, a couple more things? I think it is totally possible. The charm of Toastmaster Shinwe was really felt during this first half of the speech, but it can be brought into the second half of the speech where it went maybe a bit flat because we want the charm more. When Shinhei was speaking, we want to see that more, that elements more. Can she just say, crown herself when she become the president and show that in her body language and enhance it with her vocal variety? I see that it is totally possible. And there is one more thing I would recommend her to try is to use pause in the place of repeating words. When I say, I want to go to university, when we are stuck for words, is it possible to just pace down and slow down and say, I want to go to university? Is that possible? I think for you, my dear charming Toastmaster Shinhei, it is totally possible. All in all, it was a wonderful speech, an amazing speech, an inspiring speech, which had several elements of public speaking, several elements we learn in the Toastmasters, the vocal variety, audience engagement, and everything. And it can be enhanced by bringing this charm throughout the speech and making it more bright and loud and using pause in the place of repeating words. Back to you, Contest Toastmaster.
Please observe 1 minute silence while the judges mark their ballot. Timer, please inform me when 1 minute's out. Zoom Master, please bring in the last contestant and close the breakout room. Thank you.
One minute of silence is up. Thank you.
Thank you. Please spotlight contestant number 9. Contestant number 9, please turn on your video so that we can spotlight you.
Sorry, my phone broke. Hold on.
Sure.
Wait, hold on for a while.
All right, timer number 3 is our timer for the contest. You'll be spotlighted. And yeah, she has raised a virtual hand. Are you able to see the timer?
Hold on for a while. I guess my hold on for a while, please. The phone broke. Okay.
Your video is very blurred. Have you set your speaking layer?
Yeah.
Are you able to see timer number 3? She has raised a virtual hand.
Yeah, okay, I can.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let us welcome our 9th and our last speaker for the evaluation contest, Vicky Tay. Vicky Tay.
Oh dear! Ed Shui, where are you? You were gone! My dear friends, for that 5 minutes when you were blanked out, I wonder where were you? And I was panicking. I was thinking, did I try everything? I believe it was part of your plan to make all the contestants panic and try everything to get you back. Is that true? How smart of you to integrate this quick wisdom practical exercise in your test speech. Brilliant on that. Until Yoda says, either you do or do not. There is no try. But nonetheless, you should try. Let me analyze in a deeper way what are some of the areas that you have tried really well. First of all, I thought the content really made a lot of sense. Isn't it true that all of us in life, we've been pursuing a lot of things, including education? Now, even for the female gender, not all of them in different countries or different cultures are permitted the right to be educated, and you fought for it. All of us has to go through that process, and I could totally relate with you when you pass through that content. It makes sense because you went through a simple chronological flow, beginning with when you were 18 years old. Hey, I could easily relate to you because I'm around that age right now. At the same time, when you're moving through that you've graduated from university, then with the interruption within, could be part of the plan as well. What you want to do is to continue on to build things further. And now you eventually share that you are Toastmasters. All of us could easily connect and relate with you. The content that you have created, crafted, made things important for all of us. The next level that you did really well was you connected through the simply words. Those words make sense to all of us. I love it when you talk about the little suggestion, the conflicts, and who you are and how we have been pushing through. All of us could relate to that mannerisms. This being a more advanced presentation, I like to suggest how else can you try even harder? I would like to suggest a character building. You had a quarrel within. I want to know, how did the person look like? You had a relationship. Tell me, how did he appear? Was he tall, dark, and handsome? A little bit like me, or I'm worse. Give us a picture of that holographic imagery. The next level is to utilize the power of the conflict. I'll suggest using a ATAS approach: attraction, tension, anticipation, and finally satisfaction. That will allow the audience to go through a crescendo from the lows to the high, making sense of all designs. And finally, talk about the change that's occurring. Use a manner of CSR, just like what world champion Jim Kay has mentioned. Use the power of story to create curiosity, to create a sense of suspension, and make the audience reflect on it so that you can learn even more. Overall, you have built on the content, connected with all of us, create that character, build on the conflict, and change throughout the life. Let me wrap up some wisdom for you as well. We share our own hurting. We face a fear in living. Live a life of inspiring because you have tried everything. Madam Toastmaster.
Please remain silent until the teleconference has collected all the ballots. Chief Judge, please inform us once we have received all the ballots. Thank you.